Rosamund, Taron, you're both busy people, so thank you very much for finding the time to come down here. And Rosamund, you were at that amazing event in Geneva in January. You saw the Silver Spitfire then, but not quite complete.
No, it was in its early stages, but my appetite for the adventure was awoken firmly on that day. And I met Steve and Matt and thought, okay, I want to be part of this journey in some way, and if it's to send them off and wish them Godspeed, then I'm going to be there.
And you've had a look at it, have you? Seen it all complete in its finery?
I have, and I've been in wonder at it. I promised them that I'll surprise them at some point on their journey around the globe, but quite where that'll be, I have to check when I'm allowed to go.
Now, I remember in the United Kingdom, your character descended in the middle of Africa from a DC-3, also silver, if I remember rightly.
It was silver, and that's a very exciting plane too. Perhaps not one that people have quite as an emotional relationship with as the Spitfire, but still one that people are pretty emotional about.
But the whole crew was there in the middle of Africa, wasn't it?
We were, and we got that plane, and it landed on a kind of dusty, it wasn't even an airstrip. It was a field that we got permission to land in. And
so you've probably got some sense of what the boys are going to be facing at various points on this trip.
I wouldn't say that. No, I think none of us here today, apart from Steve and Matt, know exactly what they'll be facing. I've read a biography of one of the women in the Second World War, one of the Atta girls, whose job it was to deliver Spitfires and Hurricanes and all the various planes to the air bases. And that gave me some sense of what it's like in the cockpit and how sensitive it is and what the balance is that you have to achieve to take off and to manage the altitude and then to land. But no, I think only Matt and Steve know what they're in for.
And Taron, you've done so many different roles. You've been secret agents, you've been outlaws, you've been a ski jumper.
Yeah.
You've been an iconic rock star.
Yeah.
Can you ever see yourself being a pilot in a film?
Certainly in a film. I'm not sure that I'm quite daring enough to undertake something like that for real. But yeah, sure, in a film, bring it on.
So if Matt and Steve said, come on, have a go in the two-seater, you'd be up for that?
Yes.
That's a big hint.
Yeah. No, of course. I think it would be incredibly exciting and something to tell the kids one day. But he says, praying that no one actually asks him to do it. But yeah, it's amazing to watch at the very least.
Absolutely. And you've had an amazing time recently because you've been doing duets with Elton John. And what was that like? I mean, he's such an icon, isn't he?
Yeah, it's been amazing.
It's almost as iconic as a Spitfire.
Very nearly. It's been amazing. One of the most amazing things I've ever done, actually. And performing with him was the icing on the cake.
Well, thank you both very much for joining us today. I've got to go over and see how the preparations are going. It is getting very, very close to takeoff time. And I've got to see how Dermot, Chris and David are getting on in their two-seaters. But thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and for giving us the time.
Thank you.
All the best.